Okay, I'm going to do a quick video about Yasso 800 workouts and how they're important in marathon training. I'll show you how I run them, and hopefully after this you'll have a good understanding of what the workout is and how you can use it in your training.
I'm down here at the track. It's about 28 degrees, getting ready to start my workout for the day. Today I'm going to be attempting some Yasso 800s as I prepare for the Boston Marathon. So the planned workout is 10 by 800. So 800 is 2 laps around this track. And in between each 800, I plan to do 1 jogging recovery lap. So a 400 at kind of an easier pace. Goal pace today for the 800s is 2 minutes and 45 seconds for each of them. And the deal with Yasso 800s is they're named after Bart Yasso, who's kind of a legend in the running community, worked for Runner's World for many years, and he kind of came up with these as actually the Yasso 800 workout as a good predictor for marathon time. So the idea is that if you can run 10 of these and run them at, say, 3 minutes apiece, you can run a 3-hour marathon, plus or minus. So for me, I've got a goal of a 2-hour and 45-minute marathon, somewhere in that range, and so that puts my 800 time at 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So it's just kind of like almost a decimal point move or whatever. So again, if you want to run a 4-hour marathon, your 10 800 should be run at 4 minutes apiece, and so on and so forth. So I'm pretty optimistic for this workout. I did run 14 miles yesterday, so legs don't feel terrific, but I attempted this workout last week on a hot day. It didn't go very well, so I think today it's going to be better. I'm feeling pretty focused, so I'm going to start with one. I actually warmed up down here. It's like 2.25 miles, and then I'm going to take 1 lap around the track to kind of get my legs going again, and then I'll start them. And hopefully when I check in next, I'll be reporting that I successfully completed 10 800s, all 2 minutes and 45 seconds, plus or minus a couple seconds. And definitely keys to the workout are not taking the first ones too fast when I'm fresh. You know, it might be easy to do a 240 or something. I want to kind of make sure I hold something on for the last ones when it gets hard. The other key is taking the jogging recovery lap reasonably slow. I was reading about this last night, and some people were actually suggesting your recovery lap should be about what it takes you to run one of them. So in my case, like 2 minutes and 45 seconds of recovery. And honestly, I don't really like that. I'll probably go for something like 1 minute and 45 on those, and I think that's going to be enough. That's sort of I prefer to run them that way. Last time I attempted this, I was definitely going too fast, and I was doing my recovery laps at like a sub-7 pace. And I also run a couple of the 800s a little too fast, and it was 70 degrees. So long list of excuses. Hopefully less of those today. So I'll check in. All right, so that's that. I just finished up. Pretty sure I hit all 10 of them below 245, and last lap I kind of hammered that one and ran, I think, a sub 240 or something. So pretty encouraging. It's hard all the way through, you know. About 2 or 3 800s in, you start to kind of question yourself, and there's some doubts. And then around 5th or 6th, things start to kind of tip, and if the fitness is there, like, you know, you're able to kind of get a mental boost because you're halfway done. And honestly, 7 through 10 felt better than 1 through 3. So we'll see what the splits look like when I get back and upload the data. But based on my watch, they look pretty good. I'm kind of nervous that I might have lost count and only run 9. We'll see in a little bit, but hopefully it was 10. I was trying to be really careful, but I start to get woozy at those top speeds. So check in again later.
Okay, just a very quick recap on this workout. It went well. I did hit all 10 reps. So again, all the cool down laps, I mentioned that was kind of a key. Those were run in the sort of 7 to 7:30 minute mile range, and that was definitely important. So I did allow my heart rate to come down. You can see here, I started at 122. Obviously, it would go up during the 800s, but then got it back down under 140 before I started each one of the 800s. And you can see I also kind of hit my targets: 244 for the first 800, 243, 245, 244, 244. So kind of right on the money. The pacing was a little tricky, and honestly, the first couple were tough. I was having to look at my watch a decent amount. It didn't feel too natural. But then I started to get my confidence after I got through the first set of 5 and, 244, and I almost like locked in on this pace and didn't have to check my watch as much, which was much better. Got to the 7th one, 244, and then started to feel very confident as I got into kind of 8, 9, and 10, and I hit those at 243, 243, and then on the last one, the 10th 800, I ran it a little under 240. So that was good. Definitely, it was hard toward the end there, but you just start to get your confidence together and realize, you do have the fitness and you can just work through the mental barriers at that point. So it's encouraging, if you look at Bart Yasso and that philosophy, the fact that I ran these like sub 245, um, that would indicate that I am fit enough to run a 2 hour and 45-minute marathon or less. So tons of caveats with that. Obviously, it's going to depend on what kind of day you get for the marathon, what kind of course you're running, all of those things. So today it was like almost ideal running conditions for somebody like me. It started a little below 30 and might have gotten up to 40 by the end of it, but pretty nice for sure. And obviously, you can't get any flatter than a track. So I take this with a grain of salt. I know, my running's been going well. I feel pretty fit, but the marathon can be a cruel, cruel mistress. As I found out last year at Boston, I was probably in, I don't know, maybe 247 shape for Boston last year, and I ran a 3 hour and 40-minute marathon. So unbelievable. I didn't even think that was possible to be recalibrated. But it's a tough distance, and if you get a hot day like last year, anything can happen. So it can be pretty humbling in a hurry. So again, I'd recommend this workout as you're trying to kind of dial in and figure out what's possible for your marathon. Um, Try to go through some of these. This is a key workout because it works on leg speed because 800s, you got to be running pretty quick for that. It works on your physical endurance. You have to kind of work on getting your heart rate down in between. And if you're not fit, the lap of recovery time might not be enough to get you back down to where you can run the next 800 pretty strong. And then finally, it does work on mental toughness. The deeper you get into this workout, you've got to dig a little bit deep. So a lot of those late reps are going to feel a little bit difficult. And, while you may be capable physically, it can be pretty easy to quit, especially if you don't have a workout partner. So try this one out. There are a few other different predictors of what you can do for a marathon. And you shouldn't really get too hung up on the prediction component of this. This is also just an excellent workout for a lot of different distances. I feel good that I've got this in my history now because I'm going to be running a half marathon pretty soon. I think something like this will help as a decent tune up for that. So, anyway, hope that's helpful.